Yo, what's going on, everybody? The Illustrator coming to you from the weatherly confused city of Brooklyn. Right about now, it's like partly cloudy. Sun is kind of out. Are you crossing, little girl? Yeah, you are. Look both ways. The fuck?
Gotcha, bitch!
Oh God, I just see a kid running out of every single one of these buses. Like, just running across the street. I'm gonna take it slow here. But yo, this is, it's about time we answered those long overdue questions, you know? I was thinking, like, what do I have to catch up on? And that's definitely one of the things, because this was supposed to be a Q&A to celebrate 13,000. I'm damn near at 15K right now. So this is really long overdue. I was actually going through the questions. I was like, damn, these were asked a month ago. So this is gonna be like an extremely ghetto Q&A. Just gonna point that out, okay? Please don't kill me, Range Rover. Thank you. I was actually gonna steal 2J Ryder's his FC09 because he has a phone mount. You know, the FC09 comes with a one-piece bar. Mine has clip-ons, so I have a bar mount, but my mom didn't know. She didn't know what clip-ons, like the difference between clip-ons and an actual bar. So she brought me this bar phone mount, and I can't use that. The only thing I can really use is the fucking stem mount, which I don't have. So let me pull in so I could pull out these papers. You guys can see my setup. Look at this shit. It's like snowing. It's overcast, but it's partly cloudy. The sun was out. Like the snow is not sticking, but you can see it on the parked cars that it actually snowed. I did like arts and crafts. Yeah, so I got about 20 something questions here. Each piece of paper is from one person. So some people ask like maybe like two. Most people ask one question, but some people ask 2 to like 5 even. This is how I organized it. I shuffled it around. So I don't know the order that it's in. I read through the questions, but I don't know the order. So here we go. Actually, I should actually state that people actually voted for how I'm going to present this. They voted that I should do it on a bike, like a classic motor vlog. I was actually going to do it like, you know, with the camera facing me, because I figured, you know, why not? But people said, no, we don't want to see your ugly mug. Just get on the bike and fucking talk. So every now and then I'm just going to pull over and check out, maybe at a stoplight, check out these questions. Because I can't pull out my phone, obviously. I don't want to get a ticket, but it shouldn't be able to say anything to me about a fucking piece of paper. First question is from Steve Stanfield, and it says, why is your front brake master cylinder rotated towards you? Doesn't it leak like that? And that's actually an easy one. I'm gonna just answer that right now. As you can see, the reservoir, I guess that's what he meant, the reservoir is tilted forward towards me, and that's because this hose is actually too short to run the brake fluid from the reservoir to the handle, to the master cylinder, unless it's tilted forward like this. And to the second question, no, it does not leak. The thing is, like, I got these bars, the apex, I think it's 3 1/4 rise. Basically, it pulled the bars up like a fair bit. So what I did was I bent this bracket upwards, so it doesn't leak at all, honestly. Surprisingly, I mean, I've lost clutch fluid before I've lost brake fluid. Okay, so question number 2 is, have you ever picked up chicks on your bike? Also, are you gay? By the way, love your vids. All right, we're gonna take off on that note. So have I ever picked up chicks on my bike? Yes and no, basically. There's like an asterisk to that. If I say yes or no, it's gonna be provided with an asterisk. You don't often get those girls who are just like, you just find them running down the street. So I've never, like, most girls, I feel like it's a supplement. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you have to offer to a female, the whole motorcycle thing is like a supplement if they're into that type of thing. Motorcycles are exciting, and some girls like excitement. Some girls like, you know, a thrill, basically. So for some girls, that's like a big plus, you know. And I guess there's like a manly element to it as well. Hopefully the snow is not getting stuck on the lens. It's mostly like you drop the motorcycle bomb and they like you more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to like you already, in my opinion. There's only been like maybe once or twice that it was like a girl just wants to jump on my fucking bike, and that's pretty rare, actually. Like there was one time, it was most notable. Like, the girl literally like was damn near ready to jump like on the back of my bike without me even like letting her. Like, she's like, oh, I just want you to take me for a ride. I was at the mall. I was in the mall parking lot, and I just ain't had time for her. Like, it's not even like she was ugly or anything. First of all, I didn't have a helmet, so like I wasn't trying to get a ticket. Like, she was like really fiending for me to like take her on a ride. A lot of times it's just like the girl likes you already, or she's like semi-interested in you, and then you're like, oh, I also ride a motorcycle, or you know, you pull up on a motorcycle, and then they like you even more. Okay, so no doubt about it, Pete the Greek definitely went off with his questions. He asked a couple. Oh shit, I just realized, yo, I could fucking, look at this. Look at this. My mind is blown right now. Why didn't I think of this? Oh, the second question. By the way, the question was asked by Slowdo. I don't know if I mentioned that at first. And he also asked, are you gay? And no, I'm not. I think gay people are fucking hilarious. Not like as a joke, but like I think they're literally fucking comedians. Like, hanging around gay people will never be boring. Well, gay guys. Pete the Weekend Y, his first question was long walks on the beach or dancing in the moonlight? Okay, so I can't dance for shit. So I would say long walks on the beach, although I do like to take long walks at midnight. He says Cheetos or Ruffles. Gotta go with Cheetos on that one. He says Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Gonna go with Coke on that one. He said, what is the real meaning of life? Personally, I believe that there is no objective meaning of life. I feel like everyone has a chance to make their own meaning to life. That's one of my main gripes with religion, is that it strives to make an objective meaning to life, and that's why people tend to flock to it. But I'm enough of a individualist to think that you can make your own life have its own meaning. Like, you don't necessarily have to subscribe to a certain meaning just because, you know, somebody did it for you. He says, are we alone in the universe? Well, given the odds and the characteristics of the universe, I would say no, we are not. Like, almost 100% certainty, like, we are not. Like, we can't be, right? Like, I feel like us being alone is more inconceivable than us having other life forms in the universe. He says, if you could travel back in time, what would you change and why? I feel like there's enough science fiction out there to really show you how fragile time is. Naturally, you're gonna change a lot more than what you know might have decided that you want to change. That's just the natural course of things. So, I mean, personally, if I went back in time, I wouldn't change like this giant chunk of time. I would just change something that's more pertaining to myself, honestly. Would likely invest in cryptocurrencies in their infancy, you know, when Bitcoin was fucking dirt cheap. Christian Costa asks, do you like Bill Deblasio? I really don't feel strongly about him either way. He's just one of those people that, you know, New Yorkers, we tend to curse him when something doesn't go our way. Whenever it's like, you know, something regarding the city, we're just like, fucking Bill Deblasio. Guy's a fucking moron. He's not a piece of shit, so that's enough for me. Next question is from Rose Forever, and they ask, what's your favorite bike of all time, and how do you feel about seasonal riders versus all-around riders, all-year-round riders? I mean, personally, as you can see, I'm basically an all-year-round rider, so I have that inherent respect, because it's not like most people view motorcycling as a kind of toy, like something that you don't really take seriously. I'm gonna stay in this industrial park for the lack of traffic. It's something that people view as like a fucking hobby or like a side thing or just like a toy. So when somebody like says, no, I'm gonna do this all year round, especially in a climate like the Northeast, where it's just like not even like our winters are actual winter. So I mean, like, it also depends on the location. So, you know, all year round riding is not hard in Cali. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the South or the Southwest. Like, Northeast, man, that's fucking winter right there. It was like a record-breaking streak of days that were below freezing. And then you had this blizzard hit with hurricane force winds. So, I mean, I don't really drag seasonal riders. Like, you know, you ride what you're comfortable in. Especially because people tend to have cars too, but I don't have a car, so that's really the big reason why I ride all year round. I would still get rides in, but I wouldn't ride every day, like in below freezing weather. My favorite bike of all time, damn, that's a hard one. Favorite bike of all time, like final word. I think I would go with the Honda CBX, because you just can't get that engine anywhere else. You know, like, they don't make any fucking 6-cylinder mainstream bikes. So like I was gonna say, you know, a 2009 cross-plane Yamaha R1. The CBX engine is so remarkable that you can take that and then start and then build something totally unique. And that's what I really like about it. Like, you don't have to stick with that standard you know, 70s outdated design going on there, but you do get that 6-cylinder engine that you can build up and get, like, you know, a nice amount of horsepower out of. That's an easy one. Ensley Harris asks, what kind of bike do you have? It's a 2005 SV1000S. Shifty 1050. Hello. So he asks, everlasting tires or 20% increase in your riding skill? And that's an easy one. Everlasting tires, because there's no real place for me around here to actually like use any sort of riding skill that I might get out of this, you know, out of this ultimatum. There's no fucking tracks anywhere here. There's no curvy twisties or anything like that. So I mean, yeah, I'll be a better rider, but for me it's just commuting. For me it's just commuting every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm gonna go with everlasting tires. Rich Gang asks, dude, why do you keep standing up on your motorcycle? Easy. Because Brooklyn roads are practically a fucking dirt track, and if you try to sit down the whole ride, your balls are going to be turned into fucking pancakes. So to prevent that, I just stand up, you know, like it feels goofy sometimes to just be rising off the seat and then sitting back down, rising up, sitting down, rising up, sitting down, rising up. So you get these stretches where I'm just like, fuck it, I'm just going to stand up the whole time. Lightless Cypher says, how did you get into bikes? I'm gonna answer that quickly, but I also did yo, it was mad long. I did a video on how I got into bikes, how I got started, all that stuff. I don't want to pass these cops right now. Thank you. I don't want to be part of nobody's quota fill today, so we're gonna keep it low profile. So yeah, I got into motorcycles when I was 19, took the MSF course. Back in high school, or even junior high school, you could say, I was into motorcycles because I used to watch 13 More Death. He's an old vlogger. He's an OG. But back in the day, he's like this white dude. He's from Canada, but he did vlogs in Taiwan, which was like super cool. And he's a real cool guy. And he used to ride around. He had a Ninja 650, and that was like my first favorite bike, the Ninja 650. And then he did like a series on the 250. And that became the bike that I really wanted. So in a sense, he got me into motorcycles. But when I actually started riding motorcycles, that was when I was 19. Before I got distracted by that cop, I was actually gonna say, I did a two-part video series. It was like one of my earliest graphical video, like voiceover videos. And I basically walked through exactly how I got into motorcycles, literally from start to finish up until that point where I made the video. So if you really want to like learn how I did, then I suggest you watch that video. It's a video you don't even have to watch, like you just sit there and listen to it. I'm gonna put a link to that video. He says, and what else do you like to do in your spare time? Video games, anime, or maybe doing other fancy real world things outside of riding? Video games, yes. I'm a big video gamer. I have been since the 90s. Probably like riding and YouTube, which is more or less the same thing for me. Media, like just media in general, like those are like my biggest hobbies, I would say. I did my bid at like longboarding and like BMXing and stuff. Don't really do that as much because I have a motorcycle now. I see that fucking ZX14 all over the place. I like playing handball. Handball is like my favorite sport. Real Brooklynite over here. Real New Yorker. I grew up with Puerto Ricans, so a lot of handball being played. Look at that, look at that. 954? Nice. Or was that a 929? I'm not sure. And like I said, longboarding, BMXing, don't really do that much anymore though, because that was my main transportation as well as a pastime. But now I got the motorcycle, so a lot of my time goes into working and school though. That's why this video should come out on Tuesday, because I'm actually very much free today. So I'm trying to make Tuesday my upload day, you know what I'm saying? Like consistently, I'm trying to like prove that I'm actually back. And I'm actually like in a good groove, so to speak. Is there a good way to convince your parents to get a bike? Probably not. If your parents don't like motorcycles, then in my experience, the only way to get them to like motorcycles is to actually ride one and show them that it's not that serious. So like my mother was the same way. Like she didn't really want me to get a motorcycle, but at the same time, I couldn't really afford car insurance. So like it was like it was one of those things where I just want to get on the road and I don't want to take the train anymore. And I don't want to take the train anymore, but you know, I can't afford car insurance. I could afford a car at the time, but I couldn't afford car insurance because I was 19, and you know how that is. But once I actually got one, she just, you know, she just warmed up to it. Like, she realized that, you know what, it's whatever. Like, it's a motorcycle. But convince them, I don't know that there really is. I feel like the best way is just to get one, and then they after a while they're fine with it. You know what I'm saying? So this one is from Pollux780. Leave a comment on how exactly you pronounce that. I say Pollux whenever I see it. 780. So his question is, any future riding vids with Octane? He was a fun guest, and also for night riding. I just like the bike's dashboard lighting up as you ride through the city night. Always get Casino Zone vibes from Sonic 2 for some reason. The thing about Octane is that he actually moved to Texas. That's gonna be a part of the next New York City rider experience. Is me and 2J sending off Octane. We took one last ride together, and then he gonna be mingling with them cowgirls riding on his Victory Octane. You probably won't see him in the near future, but I think he will appreciate those kind words. Also, night rides. Night rides are kind of tricky because, yeah, I feel like night rides don't really show up on a GoPro that well. Like, when you get the low lighting, high ISO videos, like, I feel like it just kind of looks too grainy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ends up looking a little bit washed out. Unless you're in like Times Square, for example, or anywhere around there, like where there's just a lot of neon lights and fucking screens and all that bullshit, then the footage kind of looks washed out. I mean, I can still do night vlogs, but like, we're still at the time where night rides are still kind of cold, and usually if I'm riding at night, I'm just focused on getting home. Like, but I mean, yeah, of course there's still gonna be some, but they're just not my most favorite thing to do. Like, I just don't like how they look if I'm riding around the hood, for example. You know what I'm saying? So the next and final question is asked by Benjamin Howd. At least I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. He says, what are you studying in, and what's your future work expectation? My field of study in college is actually political science, which might seem kind of funny. I assume most people would think it's like maybe like photography or videography or, you know, film or some. It's actually not. Like, I'm actually into social sciences. As a whole, I just happened to settle on political science. There was a point where I was actually pursuing anthropology, but as a whole, I just like to understand people. Anthropology I like, but sometimes it's a bit one-on-one, a bit too one-on-one for me. Political science is a more general thing that can be applied as a whole, and is definitely more applicable in daily life. As far as future work expectation, I think starting out, I figured I'd be a teacher, but that's looking less and less like what I really want to do. But the good thing about political science is that it's very writing intensive. So whatever comes of it, at least I understand that, you know, at least people understand, and I understand that I know how to write very well. I'm gonna drop part 2 to this very, very soon, as opposed to waiting till next Tuesday, because like I said, I'm still backed up on things that need to come out. I need to do the NYC rider experience. I need to do the crash analysis video, and I'm also creeping up on 15K, so I have to do something for that too. I can put out part 2 to the question and answers on Thursday, because I'll be just as free as I am today. So Thursday I can put out part 2, and then I can also work on doing that crash analysis just to get everything out of the way, and then like make a clean slate from which I will start to actually stick to an upload schedule. So you're gonna see like maybe 3 videos come out this week, and then next week I'll start to slow down and space out what I put up, because these are things I actually kind of owe you guys. So for now, that's all the questions I'm gonna answer. Maybe next time I can actually get 2J's bike, wink wink. So yeah, I hope I answered those questions to satisfaction. Peace out, guys.